Wheatley, winner of the PRSA Houston 2013 Legacy Award.
Beginning to wonder what she was talking about. Well, thank you, Chris, and thank you to everyone. I'm really honored by this, and I truly appreciate it. You know, it's really nice to be back in the Junior League, because this is where we met when I was president in 2001. And as Chris was alluding, 2001, wow, what a year. You know, there was Tropical Storm Allison in June, and that really caught the city by surprise, and me too. I was at a PRSA leadership conference in New York that weekend when I learned that my house had flooded. So then there was 9/11, and we had scheduled Media Day. Sally Ramsey was the chair, and we'd scheduled it for that week. And so we ended up having to postpone it until the next month when we thought PR people might be able to deal with PR again. And then of course Enron fell. But as Chris was saying and others, I think the brightest spot of that year was when we did form Public Relations Foundation of Houston. And I'm happy to say that this chapter is one of the few in the country that does award scholarships. And as you know, our goal is to award communication scholarships and provide and fund special education projects in schools. So after we started with just $500 in seed money in 2001, today our capital fund is approaching $100,000. It's really all because of you, your generosity and support over these 12 years. But you know, looking back on 2001 and just the past, it does make me feel a little old. I don't think I'm going to say, except that I will say I'm not retiring, and I was just passing out business cards tonight to prove it. But perhaps I can answer your how old question by telling just a little story. It's a story I used to relate to interns and the young guns at Pierpont when I worked there. Woohoo! Yeah. They used to like to hear me tell about when I worked as a reporter and photographer for a small six paper a week newspaper in McPherson, Kansas. Seriously? Well, McPherson Sentinel is the newspaper, and it's still operating today. It serves as town with a population of about 13,000. So we were a hot type offset printing operation. And talk about old. That technology was developed in the late 19th century. And that's where it's dealing with molten lead to form lines of type. Seriously, it's slow, error-prone, and messy. Well, anyway, one day we had put the paper to bed, and the presses had already started to roll. So over the AP teletype machine came the news that Spiro Agnew had resigned. So the managing editor and I agreed that we needed to kill another story and get this news on the front page. So go tell him to hold up, he told me. So this 23-year-old guy ran back into the press room where the presses were still running at full throttle. And I yelled, "Stop the presses! Stop the presses!" And it was just like in the movies. That was pretty cool, I thought. So we made the front page, and then this issue of the paper carried that exciting news. Wow, that's really cool, the interns would say. Hey, you really got to stop the presses. Neat. But who was Spiro Agnew? Yeah. Well, besides dazzling you with my technical past, I do want to impart just a very brief message, and that's obviously the importance of being actively involved in organizations like PRSA Houston, IABC Houston, BMA, HIMA, the Advertising Federation. It's critical for folks to step up and volunteer to become a real part of these groups, because volunteers are the organizations. And by becoming involved, the young and older professionals are learning, getting to know each other. They're learning each other's skills and their work styles. And people who are lower on the totem pole in their jobs can learn to stretch and grow in these organizations by assuming new skills. And so that helps them in their job because they can apply these new skills at work. And the professional development opportunities, wow. It's been truly amazing to realize and adopt all the changes that we've seen since Hot Type. But where else to do it better than among your peers, and where everyone is helping each other. And the fringe benefits are the biggest reward, I'm going to tell you. Making friends for life. Like the wonderful people that I'm sitting with, and many of you in this audience. And my other thought is that employers need to be willing to pay for these memberships and to encourage their employees to participate. And I think participation should be part of each person's job performance evaluation. It was for me. Employers might be afraid that through networking, an employee might meet other people and learn of other jobs and leave. But instead, I think employers should be supportive and encourage employee involvement in order to demonstrate their support of their professional development. By doing so, people make connections, they pick up information, and learn techniques that will help them in their current jobs and make richer for themselves and the companies they work for. Yes, I think it's important for us to be connected through all the tools available today, like Facebook and LinkedIn and Twitter and whatever. But most importantly, it's that we always need face-to-face connections in order to truly appreciate each other. So, thanks. And I wish you all the best.
Thank you, Ben. Congratulations. We have